joining you here a few days after the snow has actually subsided. Literally, if I'd have tried this yesterday, the day before, I'd have been straight on my arse, which would have made for good viewing, I suppose. And 500 quid on a... Is it candid camera? No, that's the American version. All I can think of is Jeremy Beadle's little hand, for some reason. Beadle's about? No idea. So the madness carries on, doesn't it? Today, we've just had a lady shot in the face in Minneapolis by ICE agents. The ICE agents were put out there by Donald Trump. Anyone who's following my work will realise that Donald Trump is a Chabadnik. He's an asset of the cult that runs through Israel, but is not run by Israel. Even the Israeli government are just puppets in it. Many of these ICE agents are allegedly have a background in the IDF, which would make total sense. And you can see the Maga supporters still, after all this time, supporting a woman being shot in the face. Almost point blank range, where she's clearly turning the car another way. And even if she wasn't, she was going 2 miles an hour. This is absolutely disgusting. And this is what we're putting up with. But what's even more disturbing, I think, than anything is the fact that Maga has become a satanic cult. The inversion of the way they see their behaviour and what they support, regardless of whether they know that Donald Trump's part of a messianic cult or not. I'm not expecting people to understand that. He was bailed out by the Rothschilds who created Israel. Those who've done the deep research understand that he is part of something rolling out end times prophecies. Deeply satanic human being, soulless now. And that's spreading over to the followers. They become like holographic mini versions of the soulless entity, Trump in this case, that they follow. Excusing 1.5 billion in March sent to the IDF to kill children in Israel. When is this going to stop? When is he going to have done enough for you to say, hang on a minute, you know, he seems a bit satanic to me. Everything he's saying, he's doing the opposite. He's in bed with Palantir, Peter Thiel, who's touring the world talking about the Antichrist, pretending to be a Christian when he's clearly a transhumanist lunatic. Palantir have come over to the UK, joining with the Ministry of Defence under Keir Starmer. You're supposed to believe that Keir Starmer and Donald Trump aren't friends and aren't mates and are having a go at each other. Really, they're just in the showers whipping each other's bare asses with towels for a laugh to seem like they're having a go at each other. Palantir's just been signed in with the Ministry of Defence over here in the UK under Keir Starmer. He used to be the head of the Crown Prosecution Services that didn't, by the way, stop the satanic, deeply depraved Jimmy Savile from doing what he was doing to kids. Whilst being friends with the British royal family, this is a deeply satanic cult, and it's spread out to the followers of Maga. Over here, we've got Mega, a term that we coined and Tommy Robinson ran with, make England great again. We coined it for a laugh, taking the piss, obviously. They stuck it on a hat. It's the same thing, totally ignoring the fact that their leader, Tommy Robinson, was bailed out by Elon Musk, who's in business with Peter Thiel, and they're running out Palantir here in the UK. Part of this digital ID. They want you to be soulless, robotic beings who will answer to your social credit score. This starts with the mentality and the psychology of becoming transhuman. Doesn't start with the technology, it starts with the idea and the concept. You can see this in the old esoteric teachings, that the idea, like Plato, idea starts up there and comes all the way down to the material world, the dense world, where it's been played out thoughts turn into matter. That's the same concept of psychosis. The psychosis of this demonic way of behaving is infiltrated through the likes of Donald Trump and his cowardly cult. So they can excuse a woman being shot in the face through a car window whilst screaming at the top of their lungs that the transgender agenda is rolling on too much, which it is. But they don't get it. It's part of the same agenda. It's polarities again. Red and blue. Vote for the red, vote for the blue. Positive and negative. That's what it is. They don't get it. Both extremes are satanic in their own way, because that's what the satanic cult does. It takes two extremes, clashes them together, creates chaos, and out of that it builds a new world order. We need to get our head around this. So when they're seeing a woman getting shot in the face by ICE agents that are IDF trained, and even if they weren't, they make up excuses like she was going to run him over. Ridiculous. She's going 2 miles an hour for one thing, and why is she being shot in the face? You can shoot the tyres out. You can shoot her in the arm. Don't shoot her. Don't stand in front of a car. What the fuck are you doing? These people are maniacs, but what's more worrying is the cult followers who don't realise they're in a cult, because the cult never does, that they are supporting satanic behaviour whilst claiming they're protesting against other satanic behaviour, which they are, in terms of the transgender agenda, but without realising that it's all the bloody same thing. It's all the bollocksing bloody same thing. And Donald Trump is a massive part of the cult. He's not pulling the strings, he's not making the decisions, obviously. Technocrats all around him, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, all funding him. They're not pulling any strings. They're autistic men who have come out of universities and been used themselves. Because this cult will use everyone and everything against each other. And they're not getting it. You've joined a satanic cult. And the more you excuse behaviour that you would find absolutely abhorrent if it happened to a friend of yours, the more satanic you become, the less humane you become. What makes you human? Is it do unto others as you'd have them do unto you? But you'll excuse that for some orange tanned up psychopath who's going to go down as one of the world's most prominent and eminent psychopaths when he finally leaves this mortal core, goes to the upside down of Stranger Things. Wherever he's going, I don't want to go. Netanyahu, he's a psychopath. Putin, psychopath. And what have they got in common? They all push this end times agenda. Yes, even Putin does. Who are Habad Lubavitch? And they're not anywhere near the top level. You're looking at a crowned entity. And beyond that, you're probably looking at what the likes of David Icke would say, people or beings from other realities, other dimensions. Certainly, that sort of behaviour is not human or humane. I like to come out here and have a little think about this, because you sit on there having a look at this stuff, doing some editing about cloning, even cloning this week, and you're looking at it, you're thinking, these people, and we know X is only a microcosm, it's not real in the real world, and most of them are bots, but what they're doing and what it functions as is a way to foster the acceptance of satanic psychosis way of behaving. And as per always, especially here in the UK, but in the US too, with the evangelical Christians, you have people preaching to be men and women of God, whatever that means, who are celebrating things like this because it happened to the other team. They don't realise they're all on the same team. Because this cult hates us all. They're playing the polarities off against each other. So Maga is a satanic cult. 100%. The psychology of it is a satanic cult. It's alright to kill people, murder people, shoot women in the head for a car screen window when it's their team. If she happens to support things that they don't. As Gaz says, Gareth Ike says, and guys I work with, it's alright when they do it. It's alright when we do it. And this all comes back to alchemy. Again, they understand how to push and pull the polarities of humanity. They're pushing your strings, and pushing your buttons and pulling your strings even. Trouble talking today. It's a bit cold still. Of how to get the reaction out of you because they're manipulating you like all psychopaths and sociopaths do. And that's what these guys are. Now they're just very low down psychopaths and sociopaths. And they're convincing themselves they're doing it for the right reasons, or doing it for the greater good, which is the main cult behind it all. This whole greater good. It gets rid of your individual sovereign needs and you replace them with what's best for the group. Which sounds great on the surface, but is utterly ridiculous and nonsensical when you realise everybody's different. You have to come to terms with trying to do the best you can in a world of complexity. And with this digital ID system that's going to be run out through Palantir and those likes of companies and these big tech companies that are fronted by Peter Thiel and Alex Karp and Elon Musk, these are the ones that are going to put the system in place that make sure you comply with satanic behaviour and rewarded for satanic behaviour. Donald Trump is the President of the United States because he is a deeply depraved Satanist, pretending to be evangelical Christian. He's under the thumb and in the pocket of Zionist Israel, which is really in the pocket and under the thumb of the Crown Corporation, which probably answer to beings that are not of this place through their weird satanic rituals. This is the hierarchy of it all. People need to understand this goes very, very, very deep. But it's actually incredibly simple to work out in terms of how it functions. You have an inner guidance. You say, would I like that be done to me? None of it makes any sense. Like common sense. How a woman, poor lady, was shot in the face, left to die, wouldn't let an ambulance in. These ICE officers are psychopaths. They train these people on purpose to behave this way. And these morons will be convincing themselves they're doing the right thing. A woman was trying to turn her car around. It's just insane, man. Just insane. They're up in arms when Charlie Kirk gets shot in, as they should be, because that's horrific too, from the other direction. Can you just stop fucking killing people? The world is becoming deeply entrenched, I think in the West, more than ever, in this satanic mindset. People need to wake up and have a real true look at what they're supporting and what they're excusing from the people that they support. Because it reflects on you and they can only get away with it and do it because you're supporting them. The Maga and the mega cults are satanic cults. And they're a subsect of a deeper, much wider spread, global crown corporate satanic cult that reaches into, through rituals, these old satanic rituals, into worlds beyond our visible light spectrum. That's why you go over the rainbow. The rainbow is the visible light spectrum. It's what we can see, what we perceive as reality. As many of you will know. That's why they use the rainbow as a symbol of the LGBTQ thing, and which is leading to transhumanism. They're weaponizing it. They're not using the people that genuinely feel that way in terms of helping them. They're using it. And they swung all the way to the left, if you want to call it that, the negative, the blue, a while back, a few years back, and now they're swinging all the way back over to the other side. And it's like anything, the further you stretch this elastic band, the further it's going to swing back the other way. We're all being used in this polarity game. Bullshit. Find your centre and just ask simple questions. Would I like that to be done to me? Is that the right thing to do to anyone, regardless of what their thoughts are, or their beliefs, or their political allegiance or religious beliefs? Satanism and Satan isn't a being, it's an energy and an inverted way of behaving and perceiving the world. And that's what people are being trained and brainwashed into accepting as the new normal. You have an inner guidance. You have a inner knowing, a child's heart that understands when something's wrong. It's not complex. They make it complex. I've read through all sorts of esoteric teachings, the Rosicrucians, the Jesuits, the Theosophists, all of this stuff. Plato. They make something that's very, very fucking simple into something very complex to stop you from realising that you do understand it, that you always did understand it. That's the game. The game is to try and get you so confused that you follow them to get you out the woods that they took you to in the first place. You know right from wrong. And the satanic behaviour is supporting something you know to be wrong and convincing yourself that it's right. Killing 70,000 people, women, men and children in Gaza for a messianic agenda that Trump is following, that Putin's following, that Netanyahu is following, that Elon Musk used to roll out Starlink in Gaza. He's done the same in Venezuela. That Peter Thiel has used to give the reasons and test out his AI technology. It's a cult. It's a satanic cult. I think I've beat that home for a while now. A nice walk. It's nice to be able to walk around here and not slip. Although I may have stood in dog shit. We'll find out. It's such a lovely place here. Just to wander around. You know? And think about these things. If you don't have long here, just do the right thing. See you in a bit.